वे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. We'll also chant this prayer. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Can you all see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So today we are going to discuss about the second Goswami. So last week we discussed about Raghunath Dasa Goswami, and today we are going to discuss about another great, perhaps the foremost of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates, Srila Rupa Goswami. So before we start, this presentation is dedicated to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the worldwide Hare Krishna movement. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So to discuss about Rupa Goswami is a challenge in itself. For the fact, Srila Rupa Goswami is very confidential associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And as we discussed last time, they are all eternal servitors, confidential servitors of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And therefore, they are very, very exalted. And therefore, to understand them is not very easy. But however, praying to Srila Prabhupada, we are trying to make a humble attempt today to see few aspects as given by Srila Prabhupada about Srila Rupa Goswami. So Srila Rupa Goswami appeared in 1943 AD, and he spent about 73 years in this material world. And then he had another brother, older brother called Sri Sanatana Goswami, Srila Sanatana Goswami. And these two brothers, Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, were highly exalted. And they were very specifically empowered by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And because of the personal empowerment of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, both Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami, they have given innumerable literature for all of us to study systematically. And their contribution is also that they have excavated the important places in Vrindavan, and today whatever we see Vrindavan is actually because of the mercy of Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. So when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Srila Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, he instructed them to go to Vrindavan and excavate the places, important places, because for a common man, he needs a vision which is directly perceivable. And therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to establish Krishna's pastime places so that the general populace can take benefit out of it. And therefore, the Goswamis, on the instruction of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially Rupa and Sanatana, they went and they excavated important places. And as we know, there are 7 major temples in Vrindavan, and Srila Rupa Goswami has constructed this Govindji temple. So, and also Sanatana Goswami has constructed the temple of Radha Madan Mohan temple. So these are very, very exalted devotees, and today we will try to look into few aspects, maybe 1 or 2, or maybe very few of the aspects of the glories of Srila Rupa Goswami. So today, interestingly, we will start with some pastimes of Srila Prabhupada before we start and understand the glories of Srila Rupa Goswami. So this is this is a quality of a Vaishnava. As we know, there are 26 qualities of Vaishnava. And one of the qualities of a Vaishnava is being Daksha. Daksha means very, very expert. And Srila Prabhupada was also very, very expert. And he was so expert that even without saying a single word, Srila Prabhupada can give instructions to his disciples. And I think this is by Shruta Kirti Prabhu. So he narrates this pastime. So when he was assisting Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, without even speaking a word, he would give instructions. So for example, Prabhupada would see at the ceiling fan, and Shruta Kirti Prabhu would understand that if the fan is rotating, then he would stop it. If it is not rotating, he will on it. And similarly, Prabhupada would see the wonderful curtains which are at the French doors. I don't know which place this is, but there were doors made up of French doors. And Prabhupada would see at those curtains. So if the curtains were closed, he would have to open it. And if it were open, he has to close it. So this is happening just by the glance, just by Prabhupada's expression. And Prabhupada, whenever he saw that Shrutakirti Prabhu could understand this instruction of Srila Prabhupada, then Prabhupada said that this is the first-class servant. So we'll try to understand a little bit about what constitutes first-class servant. So normally, every one of us, whoever takes to Krishna consciousness, is very eager to do devotional service. He is very, very eager. So even as we are progressing from neophyte stage, it is very important for us to understand that there are different levels of devotional service. And also, it is very important for us, so it is also very important for us to raise from the lower stages of devotional service to the highest stages of devotional service. In Prabhupada's terms, it means to go from third class to second class to first class. As we have also seen in Nectar of Instruction, as given by Srila Rupa Goswami, there are 3 kinds of devotees: Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari. So, Prabhupada explains these 3 kinds of devotees. Now, what is the difference between these 3 kinds of devotees and why it is so significant? It's very important. We will also look into one more pastime which also elaborates this fact. So, when we give a service, or when a devotee gives service, so normally Prabhupada says there are 3 ways people normally execute that service. So we saw the first class way where Prabhupada's glance was sufficient enough without even speaking the instruction. The disciple of Srila Prabhupada could understand what is to be done. So we'll pay little attention to these 3 kinds of services. This is very, very important. And this will help us appreciate further about the glories of Srila Rupa Goswami. So maybe even before I go here, I will explain another pastime of Srila Prabhupada, and this is a tale of water pot. So this is another pastime where Srila Prabhupada and I think the devotee was Harishauri Prabhu. So he was assisting Srila Prabhupada at that point of time. And so it was one afternoon when Srila Prabhupada was resting, and Harishauri Prabhu noticed that there is no water in the water pot. And he was thinking, should I go down and fill this water pot and keep it? But he also remembered that if Srila Prabhupada woke up and Prabhupada gave the instruction not to leave the place, not to leave his presence. So now he was in a dilemma. Should I get up and go down? If I go down, what happens if Prabhupada wakes up? So he was in that dilemma, and being in that dilemma, he was not sure and he couldn't decide what is to be done. So he thought the best thing would be to wait till Prabhupada wakes up. So interestingly, it so happened that Prabhupada woke up and he sat and he immediately asked, can you give me a glass of water? And Harishauri Prabhu was in fix. So now he said, Prabhupada, there is no water in the pot. I have to go downstairs to get some. Then Prabhupada said, didn't you think about getting water when I was sleeping? Then Harishauri Prabhu explained that his dilemma. I was not sure, Prabhupada, you instructed me to stay here in your presence. And then I was also thinking of getting water, but then I was in this dilemma, what to do? Then Prabhupada said, and his tone indicated that it was second best. The option that Harishauri Prabhu chose was not the best choice. So from this incident, Harishauri Prabhu says that he could understand that although it is essential to follow the instructions of the spiritual master closely, a little intelligence in the application of those instructions is also required. And so Harishauri Prabhu is saying that one should also use one's intelligence if there are, let's say, 2 options here, like here. And he further says that a first-class servant will anticipate the needs of his spiritual master rather than simply wait to be told everything. One who is expert at pleasing the Guru can do many things on his own initiative and still adhere strictly to all instructions. Our intelligence shouldn't be stereotyped or inflexible. So there is a very important point Harishauri Prabhu is bringing, that a first-class servant will anticipate the needs of the spiritual master. So as we will very soon see, there are 3 classes of servants, and the first-class servant will anticipate the needs of the spiritual master. He will not wait that he has to be instructed for every small thing. Oh, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. No, the first-class servant is very, very eager to please the spiritual master. And therefore, he's anticipating what will please my spiritual master. And here, Harishauri Prabhu is also giving a caution or a nitty-gritty point here that one can do on one's own initiative at the same time adhere to all the instructions. It is not that I have to do on my initiative so I can do anything and everything. I want to please in my own way. No. He's still, although he's taking an own initiative, he's still adhering to the instructions of the spiritual master. And this requires very fine intelligence. This requires one to understand the mind and heart of the spiritual master. So this is a very, very important principle for all of us to become a first class servant, that we should be able to anticipate and also strictly adhere to the instructions. So Srila Prabhupada gives the statement that first class servant is he does his service without being asked. He is so alert, he is so prompt, that he is so eagerly waiting to execute the instructions of the spiritual master even without being asked. And Prabhupada says, the second class servant, you ask him and he does it. Only when there is a certain asking and follow up and things, and then there is doing. And third class servant, you ask him and he does it begrudgingly or doesn't do it at all. So you see, third class servant, Prabhupada says, he does, if he does with a lot of difficulty, or he doesn't do at all. So even in our own life, we can see that how well are we actually following the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. Are we really doing the way it is to be done? Are we struggling and with a lot of hesitation, or sometimes we don't even do the instructions, follow the instructions? Because we all may consider ourselves to be servants, but then again we need to also see in what category of service are we doing. Because sometimes, especially in the very beginning stages, one will say, give me service. What do you want to do? I want to do a lot of service. Okay, but how are you going to do the service? No, I'm going to please. But then when a difficulty comes, one may give up that service and say, there are so many conditions. You did not do this, you did not do that. There are so many reasons. Because of you, the one who is giving service, the person who is taking service, he may say, because of you, I did not do this. You see? So there is a natural tendency of being masters. And whenever there is a tendency of being master, especially the master of the result, the controller of the result, then we do not see service as service, but rather we see it as an opportunity to control it, or give us an opportunity to give excuses, and not see as an opportunity to purify and grow ourselves. So it is very important that Srila Prabhupada was training all his disciples to become first-class servants. And therefore, we can see how this Krishna consciousness movement spread. Because Srila Prabhupada would just tell one devotee to go to this country and start preaching. And Prabhupada would give a couple of instructions. And they would, with a lot of attention, pay to those instructions very carefully and execute them very sincerely. And so this understanding the mood of the spiritual master, understanding his mind and heart, is very, very important for one to become a first-class servant. With this small background, let us move forward to see further few more aspects of Srila Rupa Goswami. So here, as I told before, a first-class servant will anticipate the needs of his spiritual master rather than simply wait to be told everything. One who is expert at pleasing the Guru can do many things on his own initiative and still adhere strictly to all instructions. Our intelligence shouldn't be stereotyped or inflexible. So these are some very important instructions as how to become a good servant. And then today we will look into a couple of aspects. One of them is why are we called Rupanugas, or what is the reason that we are being termed Rupanugas, or what does it mean, followers in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami. We will briefly look into this and then a few more aspects. So this is one of the prayers that we uh, see in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada put this as the second prayer, right, immediately, and we can see how important this prayer must be. So it says, Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Tadati Swapadantikam. When will Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within this material world the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, give me shelter under his lotus feet? So this is a very important prayer which we all should remember and understand. So here one very important word is Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam. So Stapitam ena bhutale. Stapitam means to establish ena bhutale, in this material world. Swayam Rupaha, so Rupa Goswami. So Sri Rupa Goswami is establishing Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has a desire. And what Sri Rupa Goswami is doing, that he is establishing that very desire for which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared. And Srila Rupa Goswami is executing that. That means Srila Rupa Goswami is able to understand what is in the mind of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So you can see how exalted Rupa Goswami is, that he could understand what is there in the mind of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Lord Krishna, Radha and Krishna. And to understand his mind is so difficult. How can one understand the mind of the Supreme Lord? It is so difficult. But here, Rupa Goswami is able to understand the mind of the Supreme Lord. And therefore, he is considered as the foremost of the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because having understood the mind of the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami has, in exact line, in exact terms, as given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has established this mission to fulfill the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So as we remember, last time we discussed about some of the aspects of mission of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we will look into those again. So here there is a wonderful pastime or a wonderful event which occurred in Jagannath Puri, which describes how Rupa Goswami has actually understood the mind or the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when the Rath Yatra used to happen in Jagannath Puri, all the devotees from Bengal used to come, and it would be a very, very ecstatic, festive environment in Jagannath Puri. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as soon as he would see Lord Jagannath on the chariot, he would become very, very ecstatic. And he would become so ecstatic that he would start jumping, dancing, singing. And during this time, he would also recite some very, very unique verses. And these verses, they enhanced his ecstasy. And however, these ecstatic verses, as sung by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no one could understand the meaning, and only very few could understand the meaning of what these verses meant. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had his secretary, Swarup Damodar. He could understand this hidden meanings behind what the verses that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is chanting. So, having heard this, Srila Rupa Goswami, even he understood the meaning of what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is chanting. As soon as he heard this, and he later on composed another verse exactly similar to the intent with which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was reciting that verse. And as soon as he wrote this, he kept on the top of his thatched roof. So Srila Rupa Goswami composed this new verse, and then what he did, he kept in the thatched on the roof, thatched roof of the his place, and he went to the sea to take bath. And as soon as he went to take bath, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with some of his associates, came to his place, Rupa Goswami's place, and then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu found this small writing of Srila Rupa Goswami, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu opened that and read. As soon as he read this, he was again in ecstasy. He was so much in ecstasy that he couldn't believe how did Rupa Goswami understand this. And within some time, Rupa Goswami comes back from the sea, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu slaps him with love. And then he embraces him, and he becomes very pleased that, oh, Rupa Goswami has understood my mind. And then he began to praise as he was going back along with Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to praise the qualities of Rupa Goswami, that how did he understand my mind. And Swarup Damodar, who is very, very intelligent, he says, who can understand your mind without your mercy? So without the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no one can understand him. So, so this is the first instance. So this is the verse. There are two verses that are composed by Rupa Goswami, and I'm not able to find them. This second verse is one more. Okay. So that is the second verse. So that's the first time this incident has happened. Then second time again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again with his associates come to the place of Srila Rupa Goswami, and Srila Rupa Goswami was writing on his own. He was composing something. And as soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and saw this palm leaf, the manuscript that was written by Rupa Goswami, seeing the handwriting of Rupa Goswami, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very, very pleased. And he said that the handwriting of Rupa Goswami is just like rows of pearls. So again, this time too, being very happy with the writing of Rupa Goswami, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recites what was written in that palm leaf. And this verse is, Tunde Tandavini Ratim Vitanute Tundavali Labdhaye Karna Krodha Kadambini Ghatayate Karnar Budhibhyaha Spriham Chetaha Prangana Sangini Vijayate Sarvendriyanam Kritim No Jane Janita Kyadbhir Amritai Krishneti Varnadvayi. So this is such a wonderful composition, although we may not be able to appreciate so much, but at least to tell that having heard this, Haridas Thakur, who is known as Namacharya, so this verse is glorifying Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or the name of the word Krishna. As soon as Haridas Thakur heard this, who himself is Namacharya, began to dance in ecstasy. He was just having heard this verse, the vibration of this verse composed by Rupa Goswami. As soon as Haridas Thakur heard, he was just jumping like madman. He was so happy, and he embraced Rupa Goswami. So this verse, it is being said that Tandavini, just like Lord Shiva dances, Tandavini dancing, that Tunde in the mouth, Tundavali Labdhaye. So it is said that I do not know how much nectar the two syllables Krishna have produced. When the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within the mouth. So here Rupa Goswami is saying that Amritai Krishneti Varnadvayi. So there's two syllables, Krishna, Amrita. How much nectar this has produced? No Jane Janita. I'm not able to understand how much nectar this two syllable Krishna is producing. Simply by reciting this name, by chanting this name Krishna, he is feeling so much of ecstatic that he's saying that as soon as this name is being chanted, the holy name is dancing within his mouth, and he desires many, many mouths. And further he says, Karna Krodha Kadambini Katayate Karnar Budebhyaha Spriham. And so when he is chanting, the holy name is dancing in his mouth, and he wants many, many mouths. And the very same holy name, when chanted from the mouth and heard, when it is entering through the ears, Karna Krodha Kadambini, Krodha Kadambini. So when that enters, when that holy name enters through the holes of the ears, he desires millions of years, many millions of years. And then Chetaha Prangana Sangini Vijayate Sarvendriyanam Kritim. So Chetaha Prangana. So as soon as the holy name enters into the heart or dances in the courtyard of the heart, it conquers the activities of the mind, and therefore all the senses become inert. So just see the wonderful exalted position of Srila Rupa Goswami, that he is just simply chanting this word Krishna and he is finding unlimited nectar. He is saying, I cannot even understand. And then he's saying, as I chant, I desire many, many mouths. As I hear, I want millions of ears. And when it enters my heart, the holy name enters the courtyard of my heart, then my mind and senses, they all become Sarvendriyanam Kritim. So it conquers the activities of the mind and the senses. So this word Goswami exactly fits here, because Godasa and Goswami. Godasa means one is driven by the senses to act, whereas a Goswami, all his senses are under his control. And here Rupa Goswami is demonstrating that simply by chanting, all the mind here, Sarvendriyanam Kritim, all there is Vijayate Sarvendriyanam Kritim. All the senses and the mind's activities are conquered when the holy name enters the heart. So such is the exalted position that they are relishing the highest transcendental mellows of bhakti. So this is the position of Srila Rupa Goswami, that as soon as he recited this verse again, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they became so jubilant, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to praise again Srila Rupa Goswami as they were going back. So as we see, the transcendental subject matters cannot be understood by mundane senses. Atha Shri Krishna Namadi na bhavet grahyam indriya. So Atha Shri Krishna Namadi, Lord Krishna and his name and qualities and pastimes cannot be understood by mundane senses, but it can be understood by following in the footsteps of the Acharyas. When we hear from them, when we follow the process that is given by them, then we can understand the glories of the holy name. So hearing this glorification of holy name as given by Srila Rupa Goswami, and the wonderful glorification of the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, it is by that we can understand, get a glimpse of what constitutes the most confidential subject matters of devotional service. So then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Haridas Thakur embraced Rupa Goswami, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started to go back to perform his noon activities. So again, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started to praise, recited these two verses. The other verse is said to be Priyo So Aham. So I think this is slightly behind the verse. So the other verse which I was referring, which was first chanted by Rupa Goswami, that verse says, "My dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra, and the same Radharani and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but I would like to go to the bank of the Yamuna, beneath the trees of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of a sweet flute playing the fifth note within the forest of Vrindavan. So, Rupa Goswami has composed uh, uh, literature called Padyavali. So, this is included in that book, this specific verse which was written by Rupa Goswami. So, this is describing the mood of Radharani and a meeting of Krishna. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has composed an exactly similar verse which he was reciting in Ratha Yatra. This verse starts with Priyosaham Krishna Sahachari Kurukshetra Militas. So this is another beautiful verse. So having heard these two verses, Swarup Damodar could understand that actually when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Sri Rupa Goswami in Prayag, having seen the great humility and great qualities of Rupa Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has specifically bestowed his special mercy upon Rupa Goswami. So, and this Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also states to Swarup Damodar that it is because of my mercy that he is able to understand all these things. So this is very important, that without the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or his sincere followers, one cannot understand the most confidential aspects of devotional service. So one important point that I was trying to bring in here, that as we saw in the beginning of this discussion, that first class devotee is one who can understand the mind of the master. And Rupa Goswami in these instances, by writing these two beautiful verses, has won the heart of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by by able to understand what is the innermost desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what is the innermost desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? We did discuss last time few aspects of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's inner mission. We will look briefly again into those aspects. So one of the important reasons why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared is to give this Unnata Ujjvala Rasam Swabhakti Shriyam. So this is another beautiful verse which is also appears in Vidagdha Madhava, which is also written by Sri Rupa Goswami, and it says Anarpita Charim Chirad Karunaya Avatarinaha Kalau Samarpayutam Unnata Ujjvala Rasam Swabhakti Shriyam Hari Purata Sundara Dhyuti Kadamba Sandipataha Sada Hridaya Kandhare Spuratu Vaha Sachinandanaha. So this is another very beautiful verse which tells the reason why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears. So Anarpita Charim Chirad. So Anarpita, Arpita means to bestow, Anarpita means not bestowed. Charim, formerly, Chirad, for a long time. So what is not bestowed for a long time, and who is bestowing that is being bestowed by Karunaya Avatarinaha. So the most merciful Avatarina. So Lord personally has descended. Avatarina means to descend. What kind of avatara is this? He is the most merciful avatara. There are so many incarnations of Lord, but none of them have done what this avatar of the Lord has done. So that's why the name of avatar is being referred to as Karunaya Avatarinaha, because it's just causeless mercy. And why is it so? Because Samarpitum, Samarpan, to give, Samarpitum, Unnata Ujjvala Rasam Subhaktim Shriyam, Unnata Ujjvala Rasam, the highest mellow, the conjugal mellow, the most elevated, Unnata, the most elevated. The highest mellow, the taste, rasa, the highest mellows O Swabhakti Shriyam, of his own bhakti, Swabhakti Shriyam, the treasure. So who is this? Sachinandanaha. So Lord, uh, uh, the son of Sachi Mata, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is being referred to as the most merciful incarnation. The reason being, he is freely distributing the science of understanding his own devotional service and also the highest mellows of devotional service, as experienced by the gopis. And this was never done before. Even Lord Krishna doesn't give love of God so freely as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is freely distributed. Prabhupada says understanding Krishna is so difficult. And Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Manushyanam sahasreshu kashchid yatati siddhahe. So hardly anyone knows Krishna. What to talk about understanding Krishna's, loving Krishna? It is even more rare. But it is being said here that the Lord, son of Sachimata, has appeared in this age of Kali by his own causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation ever offered before, the most sublime and radiant spiritual knowledge of the mellow taste of his service. So, to relish devotional service, we have to understand Krishna, we have to go through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because it is by his causeless mercy he is distributing, and only through his causeless mercy when one receives, so it is being said that one should situate Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the innermost chambers of your heart. So if one can keep Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the innermost chambers of one's heart, then by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can understand who Krishna is and what are the mellows of taste of his service. So this exact reason, this is one of the reason, as we saw, love of Godhead was one of the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to distribute that, and this is being described here. So without the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one cannot describe the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. And we can see that very Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has left behind only 8 instructions. So it is very, very difficult for a common man to be able to understand what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. What is the science of devotional service? Because one may chant Hare Krishna and imitate to become ecstatic, as mentioned in Shikshastakam. One may act like Yugayitam Nimchenna, Chakshusha Pravishayitam, Govinda Virahaname. One may act like that, but it may not be true. It is just sahajiya, it's just falsifying that externally. Or the verse where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Pulika Vapu Kada, so his mouth is, his body is shaking, trembling, his hairs are standing on his body, and he's so ecstatic because Tava Nama Grahane. When will that happen? Because of chanting your holy name. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is demonstrating this highest ecstatic feelings that one can develop because of chanting, and he has left behind only 8 instructions. So it is quite possible that people can misunderstand or or may not understand how to actually get to this standard of highest devotional service. And also people, as we see that many of the sadhus or so-called followers of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they would only sit in one place and take benefit. So as we see, the second mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as we saw, Sankirtana, Prithvite Ache Yata Nagaradi Gram, Sarvatra Prachar Hoive Moranam. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted his holy name to be spread everywhere. Now how that is to be done? If someone simply goes and tells, oh, chanting is everything, it can give ecstatic feelings. But then one may question, what is the science behind it? Why should one believe that? How does that happen? What is it all about? So it is quite possible that one can be misled in this path of devotion. One can consider it to be sentiment. one can think that it is not a science, it's my feeling. You feel the way you want, I feel the way I want. We are all have feelings, and therefore we are all happy in our own way. So there are quite possibilities that people take it to sentiment. But the greatness of Srila Rupa Goswami is that he has established this with right definitions, with clear explanation of the process through his writings. And this is the greatest contribution of Srila Rupa Goswami and the other Goswamis under him. So one clear definition that we constantly use, without which we cannot do devotional service, without which we cannot actually understand whether we are doing devotional service or not. And what Rupa Goswami is trying to give is exactly what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving, Unnata Ujjvala Rasam. So Uttama Bhakti, if one wants highest form of bhakti, if one wants to render the first class of devotional service, then one must follow the instructions of Rupa Goswami, because he has understood what is first class devotional service, what requires to please Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And therefore we can see this definition, Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena krishnanushilanam bhaktiruttama. So these definitions are so important, because without these definitions, as Mayavadi state, bhakti is emotional. Bhakti is not emotional. Bhakti is beyond, yes, it is emotional, but it is transcendental emotion, which has great science. There is knowledge behind it. It is not something mere sentiment out of nothing. That highest emotion comes at the highest state of devotion. And Rupa Goswami has explained that very systematically in the book Nectar of Devotion. The systematic stages of devotional service and the process of devotional service to attain that highest stage of devotion. So here, very clearly, Anya Bilashita Shunyam, devoid of all material desires. This is the definition of Uttama Bhakti. Devoid of all material desires. Abhilasha, we have so many desires. But when the first class devotional service develops, one must be devoid of all material desires. So we can check how many material desires do we have. And that is a clear indication for us to see how far we are away from the so the sometimes people so there is clear definition to see what constitutes who is doing bhakti, whether am I doing bhakti or am I still doing Mishra bhakti, because it is quite possible for one to think that I'm doing Uttama bhakti. Whatever I'm doing, I don't need to make further progress because I know I'm doing bhakti. I love my spiritual master, I love Krishna, and I'm doing on my own. But that does not constitute Uttama bhakti. That may be some bhakti, but here the clear definition of Uttama bhakti is being given by Rupa Goswami, so that we do not get cheated by our own mind, by our own false ego, to think whatever I'm doing is service, and anyone who is obstructing it is against devotional service. No. So you have to check with the parameters given by Srila Rupa Goswami. Anya Balashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. It should be freed from the knowledge obtained from monistic philosophy and fruitive action. The fruitive action is so much ingrained in all of us. Even in terms of service, when we do, we see, oh, it's my service, it is your service. Or I want to push this because this is what I want. It doesn't matter whether it's another devotee, whether it is pleasing to Lord. What is pleasing to the Lord? What is pleasing to the spiritual master? Sometimes we forget. Sometimes it becomes me, mine, and so on and so forth, even in devotional service. But then we have to see whether is this very favorable for Krishna? Will Krishna be pleased? Will Srila Prabhupada be pleased? This finer aspects of devotional service is very important if one wants to rise to the highest standards of bhakti. So as we saw, third class, second class, and first class, but to reach the first class, we have to follow in the footsteps of the Rupa Goswami and other Goswamis. Otherwise, we'll be misled by our own mind. And then another very important aspect I want to cover today is that the another definition given by Srila Rupa Goswami on renunciation. Anasaktasya vishayan yatharam upayunjataha nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam uchyate. So this is another revolutionary principle brought by Srila Rupa Goswami. See, these acharyas have understood the essence or the innermost desires of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and have brought out the essence of how to execute them, without which it is so difficult to understand even in devotional service what is appropriate and what is not appropriate. It is very difficult to understand what is renunciation and what is not renunciation. But here so wonderfully described, Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Uchyate. So this principle coined by Rupa Goswami is so central to Gaudiya Vaishnavas, without which today we could not see any of this preaching that has happened. So what is this principle? This principle states that when one is not attached to anything, but at the same time accepts everything in relation to Krishna, one is rightly situated above possessiveness. So renunciation, like Mayavadis think, we should give up everything. You should not have any comforts. You should not use motor cars. You should not use anything which is very good. You should give up everything, no material thing at all. But that is not what Rupa Goswami is saying here. Rupa Goswami is clearly stating, Rupa Goswami is clearly stating here that one should not be attached, but at the same time can accept things in relation to Krishna. Now, how do we understand this? So, in order to understand this, Srila Prabhupada gives some very good examples of how his spiritual master did this. So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, for the first time, he introduced that sannyasis can travel in motor cars. So usually the saintly people, they would never take any external means. Neither they would live in any comfortable apartments or places. However, when it came to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, he said, if we do not establish well-built buildings in the cities, why would people come? How would people come? Therefore, the most important principle here is that one must hear sadhu. That is the essential principle. And for that, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj wanted that first-class buildings be built so that people can come and hear Harikatha. He also wanted good accommodations to be made for his disciples because he wanted them to become Krishna conscious. And for that, so Prabhupada states in one of the purports that if the material opulence can be used in Krishna consciousness movement to facilitate the propagation of the movement, then it is fine. So if the facilities are helping in propagating Krishna consciousness, that means if the material opulence can be accepted as Yukta Vairagya, that is for renunciation. If the material opulence is helping propagate renunciation or spreading Krishna consciousness, it is to be used. So this is very important, that sometimes people disengage everything material, but that's not true. And Srila Prabhupada also states that how can I go and speak to the Western people? If I have a facility to go by plane, will I walk to America from here? Is that intelligence? No. So this practical principle of how to engage everything in right way in relation to Krishna that is being given by Srila Rupa Goswami. And these principles are so central to Gaudiya Vaishnavism that because of these well-defined principles, that Gaudiya Vaishnavism has spread in last 100 years, far and beyond like any other sampradaya in the past. So this all is, the foundations are established by Rupa Goswami through his teachings, through his writings. And therefore, Rupa Goswami has further delineated the principles of devotional service in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and he has elaborately written the mellows, he has understood the mellows, the taste of pure devotional service. And therefore is also known as Bhakti Rasacharya, an expert in the taste of pure devotional service. So they have understood the highest states of rendering devotional service. And the greatest contribution of Srila Rupa Goswami is that he has presented devotion as the science. He has written the science of devotion so that common man is not misled from the highest benefit that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving. So if one actually wants to receive the mercy that is given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then one has to understand the instructions given by his disciples, or the Goswamis, 6 Goswamis. And as we saw in the previous class also, to understand Srila Rupa Goswami, we have to again go through Srila Prabhupada. Because only through Srila Prabhupada we are able to understand what Rupa Goswami has actually given and what is the exact principle in essence. So we have to understand that if you want to become first class devotee, if you want to achieve Uttama Bhakti, it is not possible without understanding the writings of Rupa Goswami, without going through the teachings of Srila Rupa Goswami. And as we see, Rupa Goswami has understood Chaitanya Manobhishtam, he has understood the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So only when one renders to the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the Rupa Goswami, one can also understand who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. And in that way, one can become a first-class servant and engage in achieving the highest devotional service. With that, I'll stop today and see if there are any questions or comments. Any questions or comments? If there are no questions or comments, I have a small video to play. So that is the schedule for our upcoming week. So we have Rupa Goswami's teachings, discussions today and tomorrow. And then we have the continuation of Guru Ashtakam, and then the discussion of Bharat Maharaj. And we have some very interesting sessions on understanding mind and how to handle mind. So please do join us. So if there are no questions or comments, I would request everyone to come in front of the camera. Can you all raise your hands? Let's chant Hare Krishna mantra once. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Srila Rupa Goswami ki jai,
Jai,
Srila Prabhupada ki jai,
Jai,
Jai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Bol.
Thank you all for joining. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.